suspended for a brief moment.
I will call the Regulated Industries Committee to order for our last meeting of the year. We have one item on our agenda. It's House Bill 1424 from Representative Powell in the House. This is the COAM bill. We have taken testimony in this several times already, both last session and as we dealt with Senate bills this session, and we allowed Chairman Powell and other folks to testify about it at the last meeting we had. Taking all of those concerns raised, input from the author, from our people on the Senate side that had done a committee sub last time, I have prepared a committee sub for us to consider today. And this is the substitute to House Bill 1424. It's LC 365318S. It should be in everybody's folders. Let me know, raise your hand if you don't have it for any reason. I apologize once again to Sean Marie for being the thorn in her side with just wearing her out in works and changes and whatnot along the way on this bill and other bills. And I've thanked her on a number of occasions for her sort of going above and beyond the duty, going without sleep and such as that. And that's only halfway joking. She has met me as early as 7 a.m. in her office over there at the restaurant before to iron some things out. And I realized that I omitted thanking the support staff that works with her. You know, they're people that we never see them, we never meet them, we don't even know their names, that are the editors, that are the, worker bees in the Legislative Council. And I want to give a little shout out to Doris Ragland, a data specialist there with Legislative Council. And we got two specific editors. They might even still be double checking everything. Jory Tosh and Michelle Law that have worked on this. So if y'all are listening, thank you, and know that Sean Marie appreciates you as well, because she's told me, Bill, I just can't do this job without all this support staff. But we have a product that I think will be more acceptable to more people than the original Senate committee substitute to Senator Dixon's bill that also took into account Senator Mullis's, and I'm going to run through it today. I had a long conversation with Chairman Powell both yesterday and today. Explained to him the direction we were headed, which I think has been clearly signaled by the Lieutenant Governor. And Chairman Powell asked me if there was anything further he could provide, and I told him he was welcome to, but no need. We pretty much understand his position and the House's position. And let me tell you what we're going to do to address some of the concerns and situations here. Number one, I've added essentially a new Section 1 to the bill. What I keep hearing over and over and over are concerns about cash payments, that is outside of the law as it stands now. It is very much an issue of concern to honest operators, licensees that perhaps are losing sales and play to locations that pay cash out. It's more enticing to the players. It's also extremely disturbing to the master licensees to have people in the business doing cash payments, and that seems to go pretty much hand in hand with the illegal inducements. The locations that are prone to pay out cash prizes also seem to be the ones that are accepting the illegal inducements to change their master licensees, et cetera. It occurred to me that there's really not been a lot of investigation about that. There's not been a lot of prosecution or enforcement against cash payments, and so I'm trying to let's investigate it, study a little bit, and take action on cleaning that portion of the business up. So you'll see on line 19 on page 2 where we are allowing the corporation, which is the Lottery Corporation, we're actually requiring them to conduct an ongoing investigative study that includes an audit and evaluation of whether location owners and location operators are awarding cash prizes to winners of the Class B coin-operated amusement machine. We want a first report detailing the process and conclusions of such study. I probably need to edit this at line 22 3 to take out the words "of such." Just, it looks like a little duplicate there. Of such study shall be completed no later than December 31st of 2023, and to be repeated due on December 31st of every year thereafter. In conjunction with doing this, you'll see lines 25 to line 30. The corporation can seek assistance of or contract with any state agency to perform this investigative study, including but not limited to the GDAC project and the Department of Audits and Accounts, or both. The GDOC department has been established by law a year or two ago as the Georgia Data Analytics Department. There are very easy ways for these to be audited. We know, as a state, all the machines are wired together, centrally report to Gretchen Corbin and the lottery that shows the amount of play, the amount of winnings, from which they can deduce how the split goes to the master licensees and the location licensees and the state. It's 10%. So we know the play, we know the winnings that are being paid out to the players from each machine. We know that those winnings should be spent at the store. They're required to be redeemed for products there in the store. So it should be pretty easy to determine whether or not sales taxes are being paid on those sales or not. And if they're not, that means money's being paid out in cash instead of in products where the proper sales taxes are charged. This ought to be pretty easy, just connecting these dots to see who's cheating and who's not, and whatever other investigation they want to perform to make sure that folks are following the laws on this. Second change made, there should be some folks in the room that are happy. The Senate's had a pretty rigid rule, no gift cards, because gift cards, in our view, are deemed as a cash equivalent, the thing that's allegedly a problem. We do allow in this substitute, just like the last one, the Class A games to pay up to $50 in prizes as requested. But you'll notice on page 4, starting at line 68, I defined gift certificates and gift cards to allow the debit cards the industry wants so badly. But it limits them to use at the store where the machines are, to use to redeem for the prizes there, the products in that store. And they are not going to be allowed to be gift cards that can be used in other locations. So that's the original purpose of this, was to be promotional for items at your store. What I've learned from the industry is one of the motivations for these gift cards is to be able to track your customers' play, to be able to market to them, give them encouragement or advertisements or whatever to try to encourage them to increase their play with you. And this will allow you to use that device to do that, to figure out how much play is being done in your stores and who's playing, and to market to them. So it gives you part of what you want there. It does allow them to be reloaded there at the location licensee's premises or wherever their employees of the licensee might be. I think a lot of the machines are now being built where you can use a player's card in those machines, and this will accommodate that natural evolution of this particular product. In Section 3, down at line 89 and 90, it contains the prohibition for these Class B machines to be licensed at places that sell liquor by the drink, basically, so bars and restaurants. That's not currently permitted, and we make it clear that these are not to be used in those locations. Then continuing on page 5, starting at line 101, we give the rules for using gift cards for the Class B machines, really Class A and Class B machines. And essentially it just says that you can use them in conjunction with your coin-operated amusement machines at such location in the same manner as for other merchandise sold at that location. It makes clear they can't be redeemed or exchanged for goods or services to which the person or service to be awarded is entitled or permitted to buy somewhere else. Senator Lucas, you had made a comment to us earlier that you remember the day when gift certificates were issued where you would buy your shirts at Macy's or wherever. This definition of gift cards allows gift certificates as well. Many people have testified that the lottery has the authority to do that already, but this is putting it in law, making it clear that you can do that whether or not the lottery starts permitting gift cards. There's one other provision that was not in Representative Powell's bill or Senator Dixon's bill or Senator Mullis's bill. Well, no, this actually was in Senator Mullis's bill. He has specifically requested that I include this Section 5. Some of the location licensees are complaining that their machines are not properly maintained or repaired as they break down over the years. That's obviously not true. A lot of this push is a lot of well-funded master licensees are putting brand new machines out. There's some competition who's got the newest, hottest machine and product, so I don't think this would concern any of those folks. But this lines 135 to 142 on page 6 allows the location licensee to terminate their contract in the event they have materially poor quality coin-operated amusement machines or non-performing coin-operated amusement machines. So if you have defunct or unfunctioning, dysfunctional machines and you ask your master licensee to repair them or fix them or replace them and they won't do it, then you'll be permitted to terminate that contract or agreement that you have with the master licensee. Those are the only changes. I hope that they are well received. And a couple of those changes are from our previous committee sub. In Section 6 of this committee sub, it continues the change to the split between the partners, and it provides the new split of profits will be 30% to the lottery corporation, 35% to the location owner or operator, and 35% to the master licensee. This is still a little bit, in our opinion, below the national averages. It is 10% haircut for the master licensees and the location licensees, but remind you that this is an industry that has grown from $2 billion in sales a year just a very few years ago to $4.5 billion today and increasing. So the profits for all of these licensees on both sides of the equation will continue to expand. The final thing, I see you looking at me, Senator Harbison, is this does include Section 3, the VFWs and the Veterans of Foreign Wars, those type of veterans halls, we'll call them, they're allowed. That's, I'm sorry, that is Section 4. That's on the top of page 6. No changes from this from the original bill, no changes from our prior committee sub. We take care of our veterans as their needs and sort of habits have changed over the years. We're going to accommodate them and the industry to get around the 50% rule. And I'm happy to answer any questions committee members may have. This is sounding pretty rehashed to you because a lot of it is the same material that we passed out previously. Senator, again.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, when I look at the bill, if I read over here in lines 104, from there, where it talks about the acceptance of gift card offered by a location owner or operator shall constitute the act of in-store redemption by a successful player. No value will be placed on such card unless such value has been won by the player by the successful play of a game on such coin-operated amusement machine. When I read that, I'm thinking, okay, I got a device in a convenience store that sells gas. Said I go play the machine, I win a redemption, I win the thing, and I get, okay, here's my card, and it's for gasoline. Now my friend Senator Kennedy here is out of gas, and I want to give gas to him, or he wants to use my gas card. Would that be allowed? Because I'm reading the fine print and I'm trying to decide, well, I'm the successful player, but if I want to give my gas to Senator Kennedy so he can make it back to Macon, I'm kind of curious, how's that going to work?
In other words, can you buy gas for Senator Kennedy? Yeah.
Okay.
It's deemed to be your in-store redemption when the store accepts that payment.
And if he decides he wants to give me some money, said that'd be okay.
I can't answer to that. We'll get the Attorney General in here for that part.
But you know, so for me, and because gasoline is really ethanol, said because it's about 10% ethanol, I flip over to, and I apologize for not being able to memorize the bill that fast, but there was one section in here I was looking at.
About alcohol?
I think something in there was talking about some spirits. Said
Sold by the drink. Unless
not
they're
talking about
selling ethanol by the drink, this will keep that from happening.
So this prevents you from having ethanol in the glass.
By the drink,
But you can
that's
have
right.
it in your car.
Pour it up, fill it up in your car, be just fine.
Okay, I just want to make sure I was reading it right.
All right, I'm glad
Said
you got it
now if
straight.
I was at a VFW, said would that be okay?
You can drink it in a VFW.
Straight up.
Because I've been to a few VFWs.
Senator Rhett, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So basically, establishments like Senator Luke's Lounge won't be able to participate.
No, they never have. They never have been. And what was it, Bonita? Bonita's Lounge. She can't.
You trying to figure out the
I like that vernacular, man. You've been playing Wordle too. Now that's more than 5 letters. Any other questions? All right. Yes. Make sure I got you lit up there. Okay.
The in-store redemption policy, it's what I have a problem with. In the sense, if you got the VFW, the American Legion, they don't have that much room to store stuff. So the gift card would do wonders for them, because if the players are successful with it, they can take the gift cards and go anywhere and use the gift card. They don't have gasoline to sell. They don't have enough room to keep anything, just barely keep the place stocked for their meetings and what in the freezers, hot dogs, hamburgers for when they do things and stuff. So under this thing, the gift card can only be used at that establishment.
Yes, sir.
All right, and then the other problem I have is you talk about making money, but Illinois is a state that has no limit on the cash you win. They do a third. We're talking about a $5 play on a machine, and the last part is it's the master license folks and the location a person which has the store that you locate a machine at. The lottery is making money. They're well over what we constituted their reserve to be. And you're talking about folks making money, and I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with folks making money. They pay taxes. I don't mind paying taxes when I make money, because you got something to pay it with.
Well, part of the problem is the data we presented at the last meeting. Very clear. It's unique that the amounts of sales of lottery tickets and COAMs are pretty close together now. Still some more lottery tickets, but the lottery's getting about 25% of the gross sales of their lottery tickets and draw games. That's funding pre-K and the Hope, but they're getting about 3% of the gross sales of their own COAM machines that they're running in partnership. And it wasn't so bad when this program started back in 2013, 14, 15, and it was, less than $1 billion in sales that were through the COAMs and $4 billion or more through the lottery games. But now it's gotten about parity, and so you've got half of your sales are bringing you in 3% of the money, and we're underfunding the lottery. It's about 90%, any of you with kids in college, of their tuition. This can close that gap, and it can send everybody that wants to go to pre-K, probably be able to even potentially lower the requirements to qualify for the HOPE. So it seems like a win-win in a very successful industry that's tripled their profits in a very few years and puts us in line with what the national averages are. So that's the reason for it. But yeah, you're right. It's well, everybody would rather make more money, sure.
Well, you know, what I look at is you taking a group of folks who put the money, a lot of put nothing in. When you talk about the ticket sales, it was always in-store redemption. So either you're gonna buy some sardines or you're gonna buy some lottery tickets. And if you happen to get one that pays less than pays no more than $600, you can cash that ticket in and walk out the store with cash. But you took the money that you played on the machines to buy the lottery tickets. So to me, the COAM machines are doing more at just than taking money from COAM. The players are going buying the lottery tickets. But you know, I have a problem when you take because they are successful. And the law says that you can't pay cash on COAM. That is illegal to do. And that the cards are the best way to go. And really, the lottery can provide the cards and track the card because they will be the only somebody giving the card. You will be able to track just what kind of sales tax you are getting off of that card. So, you know, I think we've gone a little bit too far because now we're telling folks it's wrong for you to make money. And you know, I'm a poor boy. I sure like to make some.
All right.
Appropriate time, I'd like to make a motion.
All right, I recognize, you got a question?
Got a question?
Got a question from Senator Ginn, and I recognize
Thank you,
you.
Mr. Chairman. The,
Rest of the committee.
you know, I'll pick on my friend from Columbus. I know there's a lot of military folks down there. But up my way, VFWs, they're open on the weekend. So that's about all we get. So they, you know, sometimes special occasions, but they're not up very often. And when I look at if they had to do a redemption of something on premise, unfortunately, that means there's going to be merchandise at a place with nobody there, and the thieves know that. So for me, when you do that, said you basically put a target on that, and I hate to say it, but you know, we've had a lot of our local VFWs that get broke into because they know ain't nobody there, and they go in there and get what they can. And for me, I would ask that we be able to amend it to where whether it be a VFW or like Senator Lucas says, a store, so that they could have some type of I don't care if it's a Visa, MasterCard, whatever kind of gift card that they can take it somewhere else and use it, use those winnings, and help in that. And if we can do that, I think the bill has some merit. It just allow for, some type of card that you can use somewhere else.
Well, I hear what you're saying. This language on the VFWs was in the original bill filed by Clint Dixon. It was in the original bill filed by Alan Powell. It's been in the breast of this committee for the better part of 40 days now. And you are at the meeting suggesting an amendment you have not presented to me in writing
No,
before.
I haven't, because I hadn't seen this bill.
No, you've seen these exact words several times. They have not changed from Clint Dixon's bill or Alan Powell's, and if you're now proposing a change, it's out of order.
Well, and the reason I'm proposing that change is before.
Now, you're
we
not
could-
proposing that change, so I'm not accepting, but I
Okay.
understand your reasons you wish you could.
I wish I could, because quite honestly, before, we could do a gift card that we could take somewhere else. So and that's where this bill doesn't allow for that gift card to go somewhere else. And that's where, everybody's got a little bit different spin on it, but, the prior versions had a gift card that could be used at a different location. And that's why it's important that I didn't need to propose that amendment before.
Okay. All right, well, I understand you may oppose the bill. Senator Albers, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move we do pass LC 365318S.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Senator Harbison. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Vice Chair.
Could I go on the record and second his wish?
I will let you go wish if you word it in the form of a question. Is it
I
not
said
true you
can.
want to?
He wants a
Okay,
question.
yeah.
Mr. Chairman, you want to correct the scrivener's error and such?
Yes, if you would.
Actually, isn't right.
Yeah.
Consistent, you're gonna have to trust it.
The two places to be changed in editing is what you're referring to. I'll read them for you. On line 16, the words "to add" towards the end should be deleted. On lines 23, the words "of such" before "study" should be deleted. And I think you should insert "than" after "no later" before December 31st.
Exactly what my memo was going to be, Mr. Chairman.
All right, is there a second for that?
Second.
All right, any discussion on the amendment? Just the clerical errors,
Scrivener's errors.
the Scrivener's errors, and the what?
And commas as well.
Oh, there's also a couple of commas to put in after study and "and."
29 and 28, and then allow me to fix any directory
Okay,
language, please.
I'll make that motion.
all right, that, let's,
I think
let's,
that's just part of my motion
all
originally.
right, we'll amend your motion.
Out that way.
All right, any further discussion on that Scrivener's errors clarification? All in favor of the amendment, raise your hand, please. Any opposed? Doctor, no. Understood. All right, now we will vote on the motion to do pass substitute to HB 1424 LC 36531-8S as amended. All in favor, raise your hand. Give me a count there, folks.
That's a wish I could vote more.
All right. All opposed, same sign. Got 2 noes. Okay. That'll conclude our business for this session. Thank everybody for your attendance, and we will have no further meetings. We're in session tomorrow with 20 bills on the calendar.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Chairman.